how to avoid getting SIM jacked and getting hacked online.
Fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests. Thank you, Toastmaster John, for the introduction. And welcome to our guests and members. It's great to be back and giving my first speech at Club 59 in about 3 years. So very excited to be back after becoming a dad and then take care of family. Now I'm back, so I'm very pleased. Today, as you may know, I am a software developer, and today I'm going to be presenting a topic of how you can avoid getting hacked online. Even if you think you're doing some really good things for your security, I've discovered yet another way that you can get hacked, which I've protected myself against, and I would like to share that with you as well today. So to open, I will start with a story. If you are the CEO of TransLink and you came to your office on December 1st, 2020, you would have noticed that TransLink had been hacked by someone mysterious, and they had encrypted all your data, and they had sent your employees a ransom note. And TransLink was the victim of ransomware attack last December. They are still recovering from it to this day. If you regularly take the bus and you don't know why your phone can't tell you when the bus is coming, that's because they were hacked in December and they lost a lot of data and a lot of personal information as well. So today I'll be sharing one tip about how you can increase your own personal security online to avoid getting hacked like TransLink got hacked. So first of all, when you think of computer security, I think the number one thing people would think of is passwords. So people generally don't have very good password hygiene, and I'll briefly touch on that before I get to the main story of today. If you are one of those people who, like many people, use the same password on many different accounts, say you use the same password as you do for your Gmail, as you do for your bank, and you have the same little word that you type in all over the place on the internet, that is a really bad idea, because if any of those sites get hacked, that hacker now has access to all of your accounts that have that same password. So number one tip is use a different password on all your websites and use something like a password manager to keep track of all those different passwords, because obviously you can't remember them all. But let's say you have a password. Now, password is an example of an authentication factor. What that means is it's something that you know that no one else knows that identifies you as being the person logging in. But having a single authentication factor, something that you know, is not very secure, because if that authentication factor gets leaked or hacked, you lose your access. So the idea is you want to have multiple authentication factors. You may have heard of something called two-factor authentication, where you typically use your password, and after you enter your password, the website says, now we're going to text you a code to your cell phone, and you have to enter that code to proceed. My credit card does this. Whenever I buy something important online, they often text me a code which I get on my phone, which I have to enter on the website before they let me do the purchase. But unfortunately, something else has happened in Canada over the past few years, which has made this kind of verification via cell phone text messages very vulnerable. So do you know how easy it is to switch from one cell phone provider to another? Let's say you're currently on Fido and you want to switch to TELUS. Well, you just go any TELUS store or the TELUS kiosk in the mall and say, hey, I'm Geoff Peters. I'm currently a customer of Rogers, and I'd like to switch my account to TELUS. And so you can, if anyone does this, if you're a hacker, you can go to some mall kiosk pretending you're the victim and ask to have your account transferred over to the other company. And say you're on Rogers, Rogers will not really put up any fight. They'll just say, once they get a request from TELUS saying this customer wants their account ported over, Rogers will just let go of your phone number and let the person who registered your account with TELUS have the account. So it's a way that you can actually lose control over your cell phone number temporarily until you discover the issue and get it reversed. But during that time, that hacker has access to your phone, and they can actually use that to bypass those verifications, that two-factor authentication that is necessary for a lot of online accounts. So if you use Gmail, for example, a Google account, Google usually asks you for your phone number. And if you lose your account information, so you forget your password, they'll send you a code to your phone number to allow you to recover your account. So if a hacker somehow ports away an unauthorized porting of your phone number to some other company, now they control your phone number, using this technique, they can get access to your Google account. So what I've described is a very easy hack that someone can do to hack you. And in Canada, because of the ease of number porting, it's something that's very hard to protect against. So the only way you can actually stop yourself from getting hacked this way is to avoid using your phone number as a verification method. And you think, well, doesn't that make my account less secure? Well, instead of using your phone number as an authentication factor, you should be using another way, such as an Authenticator app on your phone. There's different Authenticator apps, one called Google Authenticator, Microsoft Authenticator, and they actually allow you to verify that you're you without having to get a text message, because it's all done through the app on your phone. So if you can set up one of those, it's much more secure, and I recommend removing the cell phone from your Google account, instead hooking up the Authenticator app. Now you might think, what happens if I lose my phone? Would I still be able to get into my account? So yes, you can. You need to go to the Google account and print out a set of 10 backup codes. And these backup codes are like the nuclear codes for the missiles. They will let anyone with that code get into your account. So I recommend printing out that list of secret codes and putting them in a safe in your home, somewhere secure, and make sure that's really secure, that you can access it if you need to, but it's protected. So in conclusion, even if you go to the effort of having a really good password and not using the same password everywhere, and you're using two-factor authentication, if you're using your cell phone as a security measure, you are vulnerable to being hacked if you're located in Canada. So I recommend looking into other ways of authenticating yourself, such as the Google Authenticator app. Now this is really important to know, because anyone can get hacked, and if you get hacked, it's just like TransLink. You lose a lot of money, it's like getting your house broken into. It's horrible. So I'm happy to answer any questions about this after the meeting. Please send me messages. I'm happy to share more details on computer security. So stay safe, read about this online, and please try to avoid getting hacked. Turn it back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Geoff. And for anyone who was not neurotic about your cybersecurity before, now you can't play ignorant and say you don't know, because now you do.